final match day of week number 28 in the United Soccer League, and boy is it a big one. OKC Energy FC in the regular season home finale after a 3-game road swing, playing host to the Sacramento Republic Football Club, who have an opportunity tonight to clinch a spot in the postseason. Tyler Terrence along with none other, the incomparable and always fashionable Devin Kerr. And Devin, as we take a look at the Western Conference standings, Sacramento Republic not only with an opportunity to clinch tonight, but an opportunity to leapfrog both T2 and the Real Monarchs into third place after Salt Lake City got absolutely drilled by Los Dos last night.
They haven't had a win in over a month, 0-5-1 in that time frame. And since then, you've seen some teams below them creeping back up into the playoff standings. San Antonio has been up and down. Ian Russell and Reno are dropping, but St. Louis FC has been on an absolute tear. Sac Republic can get in there. The most important, number 2, Phoenix Rising, holds the destiny in their own hands. They win out, they get the number 1 seed.
Sacramento Republic have been on a tear on their own right now. 3 wins in their last 3 matches, and Hayden Partain was absolutely outstanding in their 4-1 win over Tulsa.
What has enabled him to be able to do such great things on the offensive side of the ball, you take a look at their history. August 18th, they're at home versus Los Dos, a 4-1 loss. Simon Elliott retools the entire squad. They go to a 3-back system. They're able to explode offensively. We've seen that recently with some excellent wins.
Meanwhile, on the other side for Oklahoma City Energy FC, a man who's been able to score double-digit goals this season with 10. And with the addition of Adam John, Steve Cook said that John has opened up all sorts of opportunities for people like Alex Dixon, for people like Rasmussen and Jose Barrio.
Most of the goals that he had scored prior to the arrival of John had been in a lot of one-on-one solo efforts. He had a fantastic game in the game of the week for ESPN a few weeks ago versus Las Vegas when they came to town. But with all the additions, the supporting roles, the excellent play, he's been absolutely fantastic.
OKC Energy FC not mathematically eliminated just yet. They will be with the loss. They're fighting for their postseason lives. Sacramento fighting for a clinch spot in the postseason and for 3rd place in the Western Conference. It's OKC and Sac Republic when we come back.
Find your Mercy primary care doctor at mercy.net/energy.
Success is achieved through hard work, and many business owners work tirelessly for years to realize the dream of franchising their business. FFB partners with companies of all sizes every day and offers an extensive variety of treasury services. FFB will outline a plan just for you, help you streamline cash flow, and monitor your business transactions. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this going to take? Am I too old to do this? What am I going to look like with braces on? With payment options and everything else, nothing's hindering me now. I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
Almost ready for kickoff between Oklahoma City Energy FC and Sacramento Republic. OKC coming off of that 3-game road swing. They finished up with a 3-1 result over Los Dos. Meanwhile, Sacramento 3 wins in a row and a chance to clinch a spot in the 2018 USL Cup playoffs. Tyler Terrence along with Devin Kerr. And we'll take a look at Simon Elliott's starting 11. Devin, for the most part, business as usual.
A bit of trickery by Simon Elliott coming into the stretch at the start of this game, though. We see the 4-3-3 on the screen in front of you. We've also heard rumors that they will sit in their 3-back system. Another one at the 4-4 with 2 stacked at the top. So what it's going to be, we'll find out soon enough. Shannon Gomez in the back line alongside Clement and Tainer. Turnley, those guys are business as usual. Going forward is where it's going to be interesting. They have Nisha on the right, Isley in the middle. Kamewasa usually sits in a false 9 to drop into the middle, allow himself to explode going forward, gives him a bit more freedom. OKC and Steve Cook, they're going to line up a bit differently. They run a 4-2-3-1 system, although we already mentioned number 9, Adam John, coming over on loan from Columbus Crew. Started off his career at San Jose, has fallen out of favor with Bearhalter, but it's been very fortunate for the guys from Energy FC. Baril, who used to run in the number 10. Bustos has stepped in there. Baril comes outside. A couple goals recently, but that guy is an absolute assist machine.
And Steve Cook, of course, in his first year managing OKC Energy FC. He was the interim with the Colorado Rapids when Mastroeni was sacked, and then obviously coming over and filling in for Jimmy Nielsen, who parted ways with the club, and the White Puma will be with Hartford Athletics. Simon Elliott, meanwhile, has done an excellent job with Sacramento, and they're looking to clinch their spot in the postseason for the 5th straight season since entering the United Soccer League back in 2014 when they won the USL Cup in their first year. As Rasmussen is almost set to get us underway from midfield, our head referee for tonight's match, Rosendo Mendoza, and we are officially underway from Taft. OKC Energy FC in their navy blue and green kits, Sac Republic in their white and grays. With a win or a draw, the Quails clinch. With a loss, OKC Energy FC mathematically eliminated. 4 teams have already punched their ticket in the Western Conference: Phoenix, Monarchs, T2, and Orange County. And Devin, who would have thought that after how much success the Monarchs have had, not only this year, but last year as well, being the Shield winners, albeit falling to Sacramento in the first round of the playoffs, could be on the cusp of not hosting a playoff game in the first round.
It's been beyond poor for Jamison Olave and his boys. And the 0-5-1 over the past 6 games, which we referenced earlier, was bad enough. You can even talk about losses versus the good teams. We're going to go another direction here. We're going to talk about their bad losses. They've lost 2 Lostos, RGV, and Colorado Springs. Now, with all due respect to those teams and their coaches, which we all have a personal relationship with, there are some quality squads, but you can just take a look at the table and see that they're nowhere near the Real Monarchs level. That should be an easy 3 points in each and every situation. That hasn't been the case. They've been poor all around.
And you could go ahead and say that the results have come without the services of Sebastian Velasquez, but Devin, they really bolstered their lineup in the offseason. They picked up Portillo, they picked up Chang, they retained Chandler Hoffman. I mean, they really added to what was already a stellar and star-studded lineup. And with just Velasquez going down, who really isn't a prolific goal scorer. He's one of the best players in the USL. I don't think any coach or player in the league would deny that, but he does so many different things for them, but it's tough to believe that he has that big of an impact, although, you know, we're not in training every day and we're not in the locker room, so it's difficult to tell, but it has been a shocking drop of form from Jamison Olave's side. Meanwhile, a great opportunity for Sacramento, as here's good ball movement from the home side. It'll fall for Highland. Once again on that left peg, drops it off for Rasmussen. Out wide for Jose Baril, the Spaniard, working on Gomez. Back for Dixon. She thought he might have been onside. Highland will get it anyway. A deflection from Gomez. It stays with Highland. Delivery with his right foot, diverted away from goal. And a long-range effort. Straight into Partain. OKC Energy FC with a rather disappointing road trip. They were at Swope, at Orange County, and at Los Dos. It was 2 one-goal losses to Nagamura's side, as well as Braden Cloutier's, and the Orange County loss, Devin. I mean, Steve Cook said it best. That one just hurt, given the fact that Orange County had to claw back twice, not only to get a result, but to get a win, as Rosendo Mendoza telling Mitchell Tainer that that's enough of that.
Unfortunately for Energy FC, it's been a season of regrets of sorts. Only 1 win in their opening 9 matches, and doing the math, I believe we talked at 2-13, 2-12, something along those lines. Play over 30% of your season. Only 1 victory. It's very difficult to make your way back. They've done it somehow, which is absolutely amazing. Gives you an idea of what they've been able to do over the course of the remaining half of the season. Very impressive by Steve Cook and his boys. But as you mentioned earlier, they are in a one-and-done situation. They have no margin for error. Fortunately enough for them, they are at home, but it is their last one of the season.
It'll go all the way back for Josh Cohen. Obviously came over from Phoenix Rising during the offseason. Phoenix with a gritty 2-1 win over Colorado Springs last night. Kevon Lambert and Joe Farrell, the goal scorers. Colorado Springs had a number of chances to equalize in the final moments, including Jordan Burke with a header off the post, and then a big save from Carl Wazinski. In Phoenix, as Devin mentioned during the pregame, controlled their own destiny. They have the most amount of points remaining, as they can hit 71 if they are to run the table. They have remaining games against St. Louis, Reno, T2, and Las Vegas. They'll wrap up with T2 at home on October 13. But Orange County have been excellent, albeit with only 3 games left in the 2018 campaign. But they just absolutely picked apart the Monarchs at the midweek. That was probably one of the more entertaining matches of the season, just from a quality as well as result standpoint. I don't think a lot of people expected Orange County to come away with a 5-2 win, although the Monarchs did their part for about the first hour or so and then just seemingly ran out of gas, as Kyle Hyland looking for an option off the throw-in. Here's Burrell. Lost the double team for a moment. And Jeremy Hall trying to find the feet. Cameron Iwasa. Two teams met just one other time in 2018, back on July 21st. And it was really a tale of two halves, according to Steve Cook. And the final statistics were certainly an indication of that, as it was Sacramento who came away with the lion's share of the possession as well as shots put on frame, but it ended up being a 1-1 draw. Cameron Iwasa and Christian Valesky, the goal scorers in that affair. Here's Iwasa. He's going to let it fly. And Cody Lorendi, originally just got a cap with the Puerto Rican national team, can see it out of play. Iwasa with 14 goals on the season. Not a bad look early on, Devin.
Talked about Partain at the top of our broadcast, what he's been able to do recently. Cam Iwasa has been on an absolute tear. Scored consecutively in the past 3 games. He's the one who leads this Quail squad right up top. Again, we talked about him sitting in that false 9 position. Early on in the season, when they were playing in a 4-2-3-1, the team carried great structure, but just didn't really possess that ability to explode going the other direction. A lot of times, Cam Iwasa just isolated too much on his own, had to do too much work, was able to make the most of it, but in this formation change recently has allowed them to really get others involved in the act going forward, which has also freed Iwasa up to do what he wants.
Cleared away at the back by Atiba Harris. And Energy FC and Arvis Bank have teamed to add a new element to home matches. The first ball that leaves the field of play and makes it into the stands is for that person to keep. And that happened within the first few minutes here at Taft Stadium. Here's Partain driving to the byline. It's a good ball across, and it's knocked away by Justin Chavez. As Dixon runs out of real estate and runs into a Quail as well. Alex Dixon has been impressive in the 2018 campaign, but also was extremely successful in 2017, helping Jimmy Nielsen's side to a Western Conference final appearance against Swope Park Rangers, and was probably one more round of penalty shootouts away from getting to the USL Cup final. Such a cruel game and cruel finish. What was an outstanding contest, and Devin, sometimes when it's the keepers who have to decide it, there's not much anybody can do about it. I mean, the fact that CJ Cochran, who had an incredible penalty shootout from a goalkeeping standpoint, ends up being the one who misses it, and Zendejas makes the save, is just mind-numbing. Extremely appropriate that those were the 2 squads that were able to get into that game, because you take a look at their form at the end of the season, both fantastic. Excellent runs to get into the playoffs. And then the big boys, Phoenix bowing out to Swope Park Rangers, and then Sacramento having the massive win at Real Monarchs. That is a mistake by Atiba Harris. He's claiming that it was accidental, but either way, Atiba Harris shown the yellow card. It's Christian Isley who we got tangled up with. So early mustard for Mr. Harris. We'll take a look as to exactly why. And Devin, at the end of the day, that's just clumsy.
Can't give a referee an option, or I should say the ability to blow a whistle in that situation. Atiba Harris saying that they just got caught up. It doesn't matter. You track in behind like that, forward goes to ground. He's going to blow the whistle, and now you got to play 80+ minutes sitting on a yellow card as well.
Harris, very much a veteran at 33 years of age in his first season with OKC Energy FC, has spent time with the likes of FC Dallas, San Jose Earthquakes, Colorado Rapids, Vancouver, Chivas, as well as Real Salt Lake. Cody Lorendi is going to organize after Harris made the mistake, and oddly enough, it was Cody Lorendi in his cap with Puerto Rico who actually took on Atiba Harris's St. Kitts and Nevis in a terrific game in the opening stages of the CONCACAF Nations League qualifying segments. Lorendi absolutely stood on his head and gave Puerto Rico every single chance to go ahead and win that game. But it was St. Kitts and Nevis who won in stoppage time. CONCACAF Nations League, a great initiative from CONCACAF to be able to allow these international teams to get more time to train together as well as play together during these international breaks. And Cody Lorendi has certainly been the beneficiary. Sacramento claiming that it's not 10 yards. Rosendo Mendoza said, go ahead and play. I just walked it out. Straight into the wall. Sac Republic will see it out of play. Here's Iwasa. Delivery denied out wide. Alex Dixon bringing it down. Bustos can't get a touch to it. Here's Hall, the skipper. Running Aleman. Good clearance from Justin Chavez. Right to Alex Dixon. 10 goals on the season for the Texas native. Barrio. That's a nice little nutmeg, but thumped into the stands. And getting a talking to is Josh Turnley. And we'll take another look at that clever footwork from the Spaniard Jose Barrio. He's always good for about 1 or 2 of these a game.
Solid view, isn't it? Sorry, forgot something. I'll get it for you, buddy. It's one where you're just sprinting to the sideline, trying to make a play on a tactician, overexert yourself.
Early delivery denied again. Callum Ross will settle it down for the home side. They're going to send their fans off on a good note in 2018 as they'll have to wait a grueling 5 months or so until they can see their Energy FC in action in March of 2019. And Steve Cook has just been so appreciative of the fans here at Taft and in the Oklahoma City area who have stuck with them through what was a frustrating start to the season, but he went ahead and said that it's pretty amazing the fact that they're still hovering around a potential playoff spot. Now, Devin, given the schedules of Reno and San Antonio and the fact that they only have a few games remaining, they're probably not going to make it if I were going to put money down on it. But just the fact that they're in the conversation, given how poor of a start that they had. I mean, the grid and the supporters here at Taft have just been terrific, trying to will them to a playoff position when really the chips were stacked against them from day one.
It's shocking. They could have easily been written off a long time ago. That's not the case. Instead, you see them just behind San Antonio, and as you mentioned, a little bit further back from Reno. 8 back, in fact. The 4 to play, including tonight. That'll give them a grand total of 12 points, and it'd be hard to imagine that Reno, which I should say neither Reno nor San Antonio, would be able to progress enough points out of their remaining matches to get into the playoffs, but we have seen crazier things happen in the past.
Boy, what a drop of form from San Antonio after taking down Phoenix at home 3-2, dropping 3 straight to Tulsa, Swope, and St. Louis. And what a big matchup that was between St. Louis FC and San Antonio. As this one put through by Cameron Iwasa. Picked off by Justin Chavez. Jose Barril again up to his antics. Kyle Hyman will slow it down. Here's Philip Rasmussen. A little bit behind the Dane. Forced to play in negative fashion as we've almost played 15 minutes here. From Taft, Tyler Terrence along with Devin Kerr. The Quails with a draw or a win clinch a spot in the 2018 postseason. A loss for OKC, and they're officially eliminated. Along the channel for Alex Dixon. Clips it in, nobody making the back post run. Nodded away, and Sacramento concedes our first corner of the match. It'll be in favor of the home side.
Good ball movement by Energy FC, though. Really, really nice stuff coming down the field. Pushing in and out of the channels, getting all the way to the byline for Alex Dixon, just floating something to the back post. Didn't have a trailing runner, but it's the best movement we've seen out of them so far.
Barril. And Josh Cohen coming off of his line.
Another look at the build-up. Good stuff. Just that floated ball to the back post. Barril had already started to cut in and had to bring his run back around. But he knew it. Says thank you to his compatriot on the other side of the pitch.
Iwasa in a very withdrawn role for Sacramento so far. 14 goals on the season. The next highest total for Sacramento in the goal scoring department is 5. And that belongs to Christian Isley. What a strong defense for Sacramento, as well as a number of players who have chipped in with 1 and 2 goals apiece have allowed them to be able to be in this position on September 23rd. As Barril with another nutmeg, although it could cost him. Aleman. And Tiba Harris gets there first, and maybe a little bit too much from Barril. 95 yards away from his attacking goal. Barril again, just touches it out wide. Kyle Hyland racing to go keep it in play, but unable to.
OKC's having trouble with the shape of Sacramento Republic. They are sitting in a 3-back system, and it's causing them problems. Jeremy Hall is sliding up into the middle. Even though he's playing center back, you can see him stepping very high on the pitch, and they're rotating quite nicely. He's dropping all the way back, and it's rotating, though, because Shannon Gomez will come up higher. They'll rotate into this 3-4. Turnley at times will come back in. But if you keep an eye on Mitchell Tainer and Emma Clementa, they're doing a great job distribution-wise as Clementa stands over the ball right now. Just bringing the ball up high and then allowing runners to get in behind. That's what they've been lacking over the course of the season. Past 4 or 5 games been much better.
Doesn't hurt when you spray a 60-yard ball on the foot of your winger as well. Here is Gomez. Terrific outside back who actually spent some time with the Riverhounds a year ago on loan from NYCFC. Aleman. Good footwork. Partain trying to find Isley. And Kyle Hyland will just see it out of play. Good patience from Sacramento.
Aleman right at the top of the box, and all started with that long ball you referenced. Nice 60-yard ball cross field by Emma Clementa. Really stretches the back line of Oklahoma City Energy FC, excuse me. And what it does is, even though the ball may not necessarily hit its target in Wilson Nishaw on the far side, it creates these massive gaps where that second ball, that 50-50, once it's won, they can tuck in behind and still allows them to progress down the field. Energy FC haven't been able to figure that out yet. They'll find a way to start counterpunching. They have been playing keep up ever since the whistle blew.
Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. is the lone match. The final match day of week number 28 in the United Soccer League. And Sacramento can become the 5th team in the Western Conference to officially book their ticket into the postseason. And unlike the Eastern Conference, as SC Cincinnati wrapped up the #1 seed with their 2-1 win over Penn FC, albeit some nervy moments for Alan Koch's side as they give up the opening goal. Western Conference, by no means a done deal when it comes to the #1 seed, as well as, I guess you could call it, seeding 1 through 8. Anybody can end up basically anywhere. Phoenix is on the cusp of clinching a home playoff match. In the first round at the very least, Orange County, same story. Monarchs could seemingly fall to as low as 5 or 6. Gomez finding Turnley. Sprays it over for Aleman. Gomez overlapping. Aleman cuts inside. Partain's gonna let it fly, and Lorendi hangs onto it. Eerily similar to the goal that Partain scored against Tulsa. He was going for that near post again.
Nice overlapping run by Shannon Gomez on the right-hand side, which makes Kyle Howland wait, allows the ball to come back across the middle from Aleman. Partain trying to replicate what went on versus the Roughnecks, not able to do so. It's a great save by Cody Lorendi.
There's Marco Bustos. He coughs up possession. The Quails pinning down the home side in their own defensive third and making them work defensively as well. Gomez. Oriel got a touch to it, but he couldn't claim possession. Great turnout for the home finale of 2018 for OKC Energy FC. Returning from that road trip where Simon Elliott said that there were a lot of things that his team did right, but obviously the results didn't necessarily go their way. Although, well, they're not mathematically eliminated. Over the weekend, the results that wound up happening probably were in favor, with San Antonio going down to St. Louis, as well as Reno tying Las Vegas in a wild finish again to the final Silver State Cup installment. The second game in a row where there's been some late drama between Isidro Sanchez's side as well as Ian Russell. But given the schedule of Reno, the schedule of San Antonio, and the fact that OKC Energy FC don't really have any games in hand, it's not lent to them being a likely candidate for the postseason, but this is football and crazy things have happened. Here's Callum Ross. Knocks it out wide for Kyle Highland. Jose Barriel maybe a little bit too clever with the first touch, and the Quails will retain possession yet again. Shannon Gomez on the turn. Terrific work to find Iwasa. Aleman, it was a difficult ball to handle. Austin with Barriel for possession. Highland will be able to win a throw-in.
Sac Republic have gone back to a 4-back system here. This is probably going to be a consistent thing from Simon Elliott and his boys the rest of the way out. Jeremy Hall tucking back up into the middle. Gomez internally sitting a bit deeper. And really, when they've been allowed to push themselves higher up on the pitch, you can see the outside backs really making use of that allowable space on the touchline, which has enabled Jeremy Hall to tuck in just alongside Tainer and Clementa. Much better, more fluidity from Sacramento Republic over the course of the match so far. You can really see each and every player. Outside of this one, Wilson Nishaw, who's basically just been chasing 40, 50-yard balls all night long. Oh, it is all day, isn't it? All day long. Wow. It's been
right over there.
Long day. Long day, man. But outside of Wilson Eshaw, each and every one of them, Christian Isley, Kemi Wasa, they've all got solid touches on the ball. And you really can't say that for Energy FC so far.
Long throwing for the Quails. Turnley. Bustos got a touch to it. Aleman racing there. Rasmussen. Isley just knocks it off of him. And the handball. Going to go against Clementa. And Rasmussen pulling to Phil Mickelson. The ball was moving while he hit it. Tiger Woods just won. I had to make some sort of golf reference.
You were waiting for it.
Callum Ross on the first time, but nobody making that run for Steve Cook's side. It's Josh Cohen. One of the more interesting stats for Cohen, he's second in the league in saves. First belongs to Fabian Serta of Tulsa, just because he sees the most amount of shots in the league. But, you know, it's interesting that Cohen is also in the top 10 in clean sheets with 9. There's not too many keepers that you'll see will be at the top of the list in saves and in clean sheets, because if you're getting clean sheets, you're probably seeing fewer shots. That's just common football sense. But the Sacramento side aren't exactly stalwarts defensively, but Cohen does an excellent job. He's always been a great shot stopper. We saw him with Phoenix a number of times last year. He's a terrific pickup as Bustos had his back heel denied by Mitchell Tainter. Here's Jose Baril, who's floated over to the right wing. It's tight quarters. Baril recognizing that. Finding a release in Rasmussen. Alex Dixon scampering over to win it. And a heavy touch out of play from Hayden Partain. And a corner kick coming up for OKC Energy FC.
Some nice triangle play from Energy FC. You can see them starting to pick and choose their spots. It is available to them, it just has to be faster. A lot of times we've seen them taking 2, 3, 4 touches. It's enabled Sac Republic to close down the passing lanes. Not on that build-up right there. Quick 1-2 touches, progress into the final third, try and knock something back into the box.
The Grid looking for something to cheer about in the final home game of the season. And a bad delivery in. By Tainter, Kyle Highland defending. Aleman. He's got more than a few tricks up his sleeve. Simon Elliott looking to pop collar. How do we feel about that, young fashionista?
Seen the move before.
Yeah,
it's quality.
Really the only time that I've seen it, I was on the golf course, you're trying to protect that sunburn on the back of your neck. Never seen it from a manager.
A different generation.
You think?
Eric Cantona was rocking that in the early 90s. Legend.
It's 2018.
It's the Seagulls.
He's you know, he's fidgeting with it. I don't know how he feels about it. He's done an outstanding job with Sacramento, and Justin Chavez lying prone on the turf here at Taft.
Good look at the challenge. Iwasa coming up, just a hard 50-50 ball, and he falls, ooh, really flat on this shoulder. He expects his left foot to come down underneath him. It doesn't. Body continues to rotate. Justin Chavez just progressing out of the back line. It's a good challenge on Cam Iwasa coming out of the back. There's the man, the main man, Steve Cook. Gonna push his boys in a positive direction. Again, make or break for Energy FC. They have to win tonight.
And the fans giving Justin Chavez a warm round of applause as we'll have to head off the field to play. And Steve Cook was just, he's just downright cool when he was talking about the fans and how he knows exactly how it feels to be a fan. He grew up in Sheffield in England. He used to work for Sheffield Wednesday. And he said just being a fan, you know, you're looking for something to cheer about in your everyday week, in your everyday routine. And he knows at the beginning of the season, they didn't give that to the fans here at OKC. and they're trying to be able to give them positive things to look forward to in 2019, and they've done just that. The fact that they had only 3 or 6 points for the first 13 games of the season and are still vying for a playoff spot is terrific news. And Devin, it was really funny when we asked him who he supported, because he said he knows what it's like to be a fan. And for those of you who don't know, Devin and I, avid Liverpool fans who are currently sitting atop the table. You'll never walk alone. But Stephen Cook, we asked him, and he said, I'm a fan of Sheffield Wednesday, who I'm still going to call a Premier League team while they're playing in the championship right now.
They're 10th in the championship, struggling. Yeah, it's nice, though. Nice to be around something, a manner that has always pushed him. He has such a great coaching story. You know, a lot of the guys in this day and age you see, rightfully so, they want to pass their knowledge on from what they've learned. You see him come up through the playing ranks. They have professional backgrounds. Steve Cook, almost the exact opposite. Just decided at a younger age that it probably wasn't going to work out. Said that he had a great playing opportunity, but after discussing with his father and being given a book, felt like it was best for him to head a different direction. He goes to Carnegie College, gets his license, first coaching license at the age of 16 years old. I mean, right there, you know you're a prodigy. Goes to Sheffield Wednesday at 22, deals with them, get the youth academy, works his way up, and then ends up in Colorado in 2011 as their academy coach and a first-team assistant, all the way to prior to his time with OKC Energy FC. And it gives you an idea that, you know, there are routes off the beaten path that people can take to get in the lineup from the coaching. Steve Cook's perfect example of that, and he is just absolute class. You ever get an opportunity as a fan to go up and chat with him, pick his brain, really, really nice individual who's more than happy to share his knowledge and his time with each and every person.
Cody Lorendi almost made a disastrous mistake at the back as we've eclipsed the half-hour mark here at Taft. Hall, on his best vault, looking for Christian Isley up top. For more info about becoming an Energy FC member, bringing a group to a match, or single game tickets, call 235-KICK.
How about that touch? Ooh. That was solid by Drew Becky.
Zaliman. Mitchell Tainter, Connecticut native. Mike Fraternally making the overlapping run. Good play. Top of the box, Iwasa completely scuffed it. Jeremy Hall, who time and time again will continue to sit in deep between the two center backs and just sort of play quarterback for Sacramento. Martain on the turn. Made a mistake. Here's Bustos on the run. Dixon making an overlapping run. Bustos finding Baril. One fake, lets it rip, but it goes flying into the grid. It was a terrific first move from the Spaniard, but just couldn't find the finishing touches.
He's usually the distributor. 9 assists on the year. He does have 2 goals to go alongside of it, and they've all come in within the past month. We talked about Bustos sliding into the 10 spot up top. John had drifted to the back post. A lot of space opening up for Energy FC. Excellent ball movement. Burrell just brings it across his body. Form faltering down the stretch a bit. You can see him start to lean back as he comes right across to put something on frame. Josh Cohen was wide-eyed, having no clue what was coming in his direction.
Sacramento very much a possession-based club. And maybe that is one of the reasons why, Devin, you can either agree or disagree as to why Josh Cohen sees so many shots, but at the same time, because he's such a great keeper, able to get a number of clean sheets. And you know, it's no fault of Tainter, whoever's playing in the back, whether it be Clementa, Shannon Gomez, that their midfielders might be toying with in the middle of the park more than they should, as you just saw. One mistake there from Hayden Partain. But, I mean, the statistics tell it. Mitchell Tainter, one of the leading passers in the USL, along with Del Piccolo, Amir Jidic, Graham Smith, Justin Portillo, and Aiden Quinn, and those are all teams who play a similar style to Sacramento.
They tend to hold the ball a bit more than they need to, though, and that's been one of the issues and one of the changes that Simon Elliott wanted to bring into this formation. You can see it. They don't really possess a true number 10. They don't have that playmaker. You've got a nice goal scorer up top in Cami Wassa, and then you've had some assistance from Wilson Nishaw, some random stuff from Christian Isley. Before we go any further in that, let's take a look. People like to challenge center backs, although Drew Becky has moved to outside marking back tonight. This touch a second ago, just a few moments back. Ball's about 30 feet in the air, no problem. Thank you very much. Everybody paying attention, all you scouts? Thank you. Not bad stuff from the Canadian.
Great job by our crew. Just hold the thought for a second, Devin, because guys like Jose Bueso, Gage Tillotson, Roberto Fernandez, while you're giving all the credit to Drew Becky, those gentlemen were able to bring it to the kind people who are watching at home.
Remind me to buy them a couple waters after the game. With lemon. With lemon. With lemon. Gotta go the extra mile.
Here's Rasmussen. And it'll fall nicely for Cohen in the end after taking a deflection. And it looks like Mitchell Tainter got caught something in his eye.
Yeah, something came up from the turf, it looked like.
Here's the veteran from Copenhagen, Denmark, Philip Rasmussen. Those can be the worst when that artificial turf, those little nuggets just pop right up in your eye. It's like having that popcorn kernel stuck in the back of your throat.
It's definitely not one of my favorite surfaces to play on. Everything is different. The roll is different, the bounce. It is fun at times because it can be quite quick. But on the reverse side of things, it's just not as true as playing on a natural grass surface.
There's Bustos trying to find Adam John. We've rarely called his name tonight. But Steve Cook had nothing but the highest of praise for the man who's played for the likes of the Columbus Crew.
He said he's not one of the, doesn't really get the credit, he's not one of the most glamorous forwards. But he does a lot of work off the ball, which he doesn't exactly get enough recognition for. One of which was the chance on Baril a few moments back, right around the 32nd minute mark. Great ball movement into the middle. John actually starts to drift to the back post, which lures the center back out. Baril able to tuck back inside, which allowed Bustos to be able to play that ball in for the chance right at the top of the box. Something that's not necessarily going to show up in the box score, if you will, but still good ball movement by Energy FC and big number 9 up top.
Played off for Becky. Alex Dixon looking to find John. It's on the right side of Jeremy Hall. John with good hold-up play. Rasmussen. Excellent work from OKC Energy FC. Maybe a bit too much for Alex Dixon. Although he gets it back. Dixon working on Iwasa. They'll fall right back for him. Just a hopeful ball back into the mixer. And it's Hall who comes away with it. Great little touch on the outside. Josh Turnley is off and running. Driving forward. Knocks it across, and Kyle Highland is the only one there and has enough time to take a touch and to be able to distribute along his own byline. And Bustos gets absolutely drilled. And Shannon Gomez, that's a little bit more than naughty. That's downright reckless, and he's shown a yellow card. Devin, is he lucky to get away with a yellow card?
Wouldn't really call it luck. It's first infraction of the game. He knows it right away, though, puts his hands up. He knew he was wrong. Bustos coming over, trying to collect the ball, get around Shannon Gomez, who had pushed very high up, trying to win the tackle. Fortunately, comes in late. There's his center back, Clementa, letting him know. As an attacker, you need to keep these things in your mind, too, because now you have two very high-profile defenders, Shannon Gomez sitting on a yellow card, and the other side of the ball, Atiba Harris, neither of which Well, Harris we can only use as an example, but neither of which has really been challenged that much. A lot has been going through the middle of the field and on the right side for Energy FC, trying to get Alex Dixon involved. Anything that has gone to Baril has been on the cut-in option, which is great to put it on that right foot of his. But now you have the opportunity to challenge Shannon Gomez at that right back position, sitting on a yellow card. You want to make him think. You want to get him out of his element. The reverse side of things, Sacramento Republic, you have the same opportunity with Atiba Harris. He picked up a yellow card in the opening 10 minutes. There's been nothing at him since.
Fans, remember the USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7, 368 days a year. Follow @USL on Twitter. Shannon Gomez makes a mess of the clearance. Jose Baril, so thank you very much. Great touch from John. Here's Bustos. Looking for Rasmussen. Cameron Iwasa helping it along, but only as far as Atiba Harris, who gets caught. And another foul against Sacramento. It's another late challenge, as we just have 5 minutes remaining in the first half. And it's Christian Isley this time. Dixon. Callum Ross came over from the Charlotte Independents in the offseason. Helped them to a number 5 seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Only to fall to the Rochester Rhinos 2-1 in extra time. Shouts for a handball from Adam John, not given by Rosendo Mendoza. Iwasa on the move, and Atiba Harris with a crucial touch. And John still having a few words with our head referee. Cohen will drive it the other way. Good distribution if he meant to find Aleman. Mitchell Tainter. All those passes, Josh Cohen will just send it the other way via Route 1. Here's Bustos, the Canadian. Sandwiched in between two quails. Jeremy Hall and Tainter. Delivery into the box as they were looking for Adam John. Just out of his reach, Shannon Gomez will collect. Isley trying to hold it up, and Justin Chavez gets called for the foul right in front of Steve Cook. And we'll take another look at the delivery from the right wing. It was intended for Adam John. It was a few nanometers away.
We talked about his ability to stretch the field earlier. This time he's almost able to get on the end of a cross. Great ball whipped in. Alex Dixon actually drifted in the middle of the field, and then the overlapping run starts. Good service to the number 9, and actually like the foul coming the other direction. Sac Republic had started to pick up some steam. Started to exploit Energy FC going the other direction. This has been an interesting first half.
Giveaway in a dangerous area. It's Iwasa who collects. Cameron Iwasa slides it along. Aleman shielded off by Kyle Highland. Cody Lorendi will push everybody up. And the Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Terry Parker Solutions, Mamaritas, and Buffalo Wild Wings on Northwest Expressway. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. Both teams, I guess, right now, Devin, happy to go into the dressing room with the current results. Sacramento will have done their job and clinched their spot in the postseason with a draw. Meanwhile, for OKC Energy FC, they've just been trying to figure out what Simon Elliott's been throwing at them.
The response was good, though. After about 15-20 minutes, they were able to get back into the match. Hasn't been exactly clinical in the final third from either squad, but you got to like the build-up. Again, this is chess, not checkers. They've done a good job kind of counteracting each other. Both teams sitting right around 80% passing accuracy. OKC Energy, surprisingly, creeping up near 60% percentage. That really has come over the past 15 minutes or so. You've seen a couple chances on either side of the ball.
We did have a little bit of a scuffle between Hayden Partain, Adam John, and Philip Rasmussen, as those two continue to go after it and exchange good steakhouses to visit in the Oklahoma City area. And there's the push from Adam John after the whistle had already gone. And then Partain says, "How do you do?" to Rasmussen, the Dane.
Callum Ross in trailing position. You like that haircut, huh? Nice little fade on the side. Wanted to acknowledge it. I can tell you, if I'm going at someone on Energy FC, it's not going to be Callum Ross or Adam John, the two of the biggest guys on the pitch.
So you're going after Marco Bustos.
Oh, yeah.
Just 1 minute of stoppage time here from Taft. Jeremy Hall. Well, neither keeper has really had too much to do in the opening 45 minutes. Cody Lorendi has just had to organize at the back. Josh Cohen, more of the same, and he's actually been involved a little bit more with his feet. Adam John wins the header, but nobody there for OKC Energy FC as it trickles out of play, and that should bring us to halftime. And it looks like Rosendo Mendoza motioning that the final whistle will blow once Cohen sends it away, as the ball boy is failing to do his one job. And that's going to do it. 45 minutes in the books here at Taft Stadium. Sacramento Republic, 45 minutes home to accomplishing their mission of qualifying for the postseason for a 5th straight year since they came into the league in 2014. Meanwhile, OKC Energy FC in their home finale for the 2018 campaign. Cody Lorendi with a solid job in the first half. Both sides looking to get it going on the offensive end as we head to the halftime show. 0-0 between OKC Energy FC and Sacramento.
Find your Mercy primary care doctor at mercy.net/energy.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this gonna take? Am I too old to do this? What am I gonna look like with braces on? With payment options and everything else, nothing's hindering me now, I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
Success is achieved through hard work, and many business owners work tirelessly for years to realize the dream of franchising their business. FFB partners with companies of all sizes every day and offers an extensive variety of treasury services. FFB will outline a plan just for you, help you streamline cash flow, and monitor your business transactions. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB, we go where you go.
Before the celebration. Before the projections. Wait, those are the projections? Before you changed course. Again. Before the late nights, long shots, and leaps of faith. Before it was a startup, it was just an idea. And then everything changed. Cox Business. We're making the connections that change everything.
Halftime here at Taft Stadium, and the fans here in Oklahoma City trying to see their team off to the final home game with a positive result, be it a draw or a win. Energy FC has the unique position of having 3 players on international call-up earlier this month. Jaime Sion represented Jordan, Cody Lorendi represented Puerto Rico, and Atiba Harris represented St. Kitts and Nevis. An interesting scenario had Puerto Rico playing St. Kitts and Nevis in the first round of the CONCACAF Nations League. Energy FC reporter Brent Skarkey visits with Cody and Atiba about representing their country while playing against a teammate.
What an honor for 3 Energy players, Jaime Sia, Atiba Harris, Cody Lorendi, all called by their respective national teams to represent their countries on the pitch. For Cody and Atiba, a trip to the Caribbean, as Harris and his St. Kitts and Nevis team faced Lorendi's Puerto Rican national club in a Gold Cup qualifier.
Another incredible adventure and incredible opportunity professionally to see another culture, to be put under pressure, to have my work on display for everybody to see.
The match ended 1-0 St. Kitts, but both Energy players stood out.
Oh, it was good. It was great to be home, being in front of friends and family, and being out there with the boys. Cody did fantastic in the game. He had many saves to keep the team in it, and fortunately for us, we scored at the end. Unfortunate for them, but overall, it was good for us.
So was it weird for 2 teammates to be on opposite sides?
It was, and I told him after the LA match, it was nicer having him on my side than going against him, because I'll be honest with you, he was the best player on the field when we played down in St. Kitts.
The fact that 3 Energy players were called upon to represent on national teams says a lot about the level of play for the Energy and the USL.
Tremendous for them, great recognition for great performances by them, and I think it also gives us a boost as well, because it means that all of our players can be at that level if they keep pushing hard.
Now when you see your guys in green on the pitch at Taft, know that the eyes of the soccer world are truly watching. For Energy FC TV, I'm Brent Skarkey.
Theo takes a shot, and that one is good.
And so Francis tapped over the bar by Dan Lind.
Shank cutting it across, the shot is on and in. Hernandez.
Tipped over the bar by Farinho. That's number 1 at his best.
Here's Saeed, goal! Oh my goodness!
Off to Adi, a save is made by Patterson Sewell.
To the right foot of Rio, shot goal!
David Olsen goes for goal, tipped up by Wazinski.
Tsubasa Endo with a great-looking strike. Endo with some room. Takes a strike. Endo hits it and has a hat trick. Forced lasso. Oh, look at Fernando Adi. Into the box. Fernando Adi, far post. Into the box. Corbin Bone. Corbin Bone heads it in. With that goal, Manu Ledesma sets a new USL record for assists in a season.
Goal and a score! Incredible goal!
Tampa Bay. He'll try and send one in on the ground. Score!
And his service in finds the back of the net.
Wow. It's headed back across and down and in. And is buried into the back of the net.
This could be their moment. It's Baril. Yes!
Ball to Decker, and what a shot at the corner of the net. Right-footed shot, and he has it. And St. Louis has stolen a goal. Now headed in for a goal. Oh, and St. Louis has done it.
And there it is. He's just scored.
Minute Sharp turns the near post, is scored.
Bends it in. Brett is denied and stopped again.
Tambaki's got just enough of a look at it.
And he puts it in. Rips that shot. Followed up and in. And he puts his team ahead once again.
Terrific stuff from week number 27 in the USL. Week number 28, almost over, 45 minutes remaining as OKC Energy FC and Sac Republic 0-0 at the half here in beautiful OKC. As we'll take a look at some news and notes from around the USL. And there is one big announcement being made Tuesday at 1 o'clock Eastern time.
I know.
No, you don't.
I have no idea.
You have zero idea.
No clue.
Nobody tells you anything.
It's like a day with you.
Yeah, no, nobody has a clue. How about Haji Berry? He's got a clue on how to score goals in consecutive games. Now make it 8 in a row, seemingly the Jamie Vardy of the United Soccer League. Las Vegas Lights FC and El Chelis parting ways. However, his son Isidro still in charge of the club as the manager. El Chelis was the technical director, but now no longer with the club. As we'll take a look at the team of the week from week number 27, Tsubasa Endo with a hat trick at Nippert. Unbelievable stuff. Manu Ledesma setting a record for assists in a single season. Corbin Bone with an excellent game as well. Chris Cortez continues to pile up his goal count. How about Maxime Crépeau? Little record book of his own with clean sheets for Ottawa Fury FC. Daniel Rios continues to remain relevant in the Golden Boot race, but Cameron Lancaster, I have a feeling, will be up here for week number 28 as he has now 21 goals on the season and counting. He is one off of Matt Fondy, who scored 22 in 2015.
Walker Hume getting the nod as well. His twin brother Tucker scored a nice bicycle kick last night for Nashville. And don't be surprised if you see the youngster, Efrain Alvarez, up there next week as well. Had a solid showing.
Solid showing? Is that what a hat trick is going for now?
Another three-bagger for the little one. He's ridiculous. Second one this year.
And we'll take a look at the upcoming schedule west of the Mississippi. Reno looking to make sure that they stay above water and remain relevant with the playoff conversation. Las Vegas Lights will host Orange County. Phoenix fans will be keeping an eye on that, and they'll have Anthony Pulis and the Red Hot St. Louis FC to worry about themselves. But Sacramento and T2, that's one everybody's got circled on their calendar, as that has massive playoff implications.
There's a lot going on here, but Sacramento T2, I get it. I really like the Phoenix-St. Louis matchup, and I like the Reno-RGV matchup. RGV are giant killers. They give people trouble. Reno hovering right on the bubble of that playoff spot. Anthony Pulis and his boys have been getting some solid results. They're actually the team that ended the 16-match unbeaten streak for Reno 1868. About a month and a half back. Since then, they've been wishy-washy.
Well, it sounds like this is a movie going to feature a giant killer with the ones and twos that Roberto Fernandez, our producer, is spinning at the moment, as some fans here at Taft enjoying some concessions. Devin, can I get you anything?
I'll take a water with
nachos?
Water.
Water and water?
Yeah.
All right.
It's basically what I get fed in my house anyway.
I'll be back in a second. I'm going to grab Devin a water and a water. When we come back, second half kickoff and first half highlights.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this gonna take? Am I too old to do this? What am I gonna look like with braces on? With payment options and everything else, nothing's hindering me now, I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
When that hurricane hit, the entire community came together as a whole. It was such an overwhelming response to help others. No one thought that they were going to do this before it happened, and everyone just did it. I think that's the way that human nature should be looked at.
I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you.
In Ireland, the first Sisters of Mercy were called the Walking Sisters because every day they went out in search of women and children who needed healing or help. Mercy continues to answer the same call, dedicated to the health of every woman who comes to us for care. Mercy, in every era, your life is our life's work. Learn why we serve at mercy.net/legacy.
Almost set for second half kickoff here in Oklahoma City, as Energy FC looking to give their home fans a nice little send-off in the last home match of the season. Sacramento 45 minutes away from clinching their spot in the 2018 USL Cup Western Conference postseason. Tyler Terrence along with Devin Kerr. Devin has his two waters in hand, and we'll take a look at how the first half went down. Devin, not a whole lot was going on. I would say a lot of half chances, but they looked more like a third chances to me.
This is just two managers, old school, trying to figure out exactly what the other one's doing. They have been playing chess all day long so far. Sacramento Republic really controlling the better run of play for the opening 20 minutes or so. Some solid inter-squad playing. Nice triangles on the outside, movement back into the middle. They don't really get anything out of it, unfortunately. Just dies off at the end. They were able to get another look. This one, coming back around, would end up making its way to Hayden Partain. But this was one of the decisions where, just not his best. Got the overlapping run from Isley. Never really got in the end of it. This one, however, great job by Kevin Alemon coming back inside. Partain, we referenced it earlier, trying to make exactly what went on versus the Tulsa Roughnecks happen again. Could not replicate it. Good save by Cody Lorendi.
Cody Lorendi, as you saw from Brent Skarke, coming off of that call-up for the Puerto Rican national team. That was his second. And then Marco Bustos would try to make something happen, finding Jose Barril, but his shot sailing over the bar. Not necessarily goal scorer, usually the distributor. And you can kind of tell why there.
This was the resurgence of Energy FC. 33rd minute. Excellent play on their end. Started to counteract what you saw from Sacramento Republic, but again, Barril right at the top of the box, could not do anything with it. They would get another look in the 43rd minute. Great ball movement on the outside. Ball gets floated to the back post. But unfortunately, John just cannot get on the end of it. Did a great job stretching the back line of Sacramento Republic. Was out in front. Just couldn't get that tiny touch off his head.
You actually saw Jose Barril trailing in at the last second of the picture. There you see at the left side of your screen. Let's look at the numbers from the first 45 minutes. Josh Cohen yet to make a save. Cody Lorendi has only had to make one. OKC, surprisingly, Devin, with the majority of possession, it's looked like Sacramento have had the better of the play. Why so deceiving?
Yeah, quite surprised by that, but to be fair, the better run of play was the opening 15, maybe if you want to stretch it to 20 minutes for Sacramento Republic. Energy FC at that point in time really started to do a good job controlling the match. They got it to their tempo. Now, neither team has been very impressive in the final third. Like you said, we saw some half chances from both teams, so expect that to pick up in the second half, especially when attrition starts to kick into play. These guys are going to start to get tired. Their legs are going to get a tad bit heavier as things come to push further into the 90 minutes, but both of them possess the capability of turning this into a track meet. I would not be surprised if this started to open up in the second half.
Well, it's the second leg of the Sooner State road trip for Sacramento after their 4-0 win over Tulsa. The Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Fandango, FitSpa, and Supermercado Morelos. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. Devin, you want to say that 5 times fast?
You don't know about my Spanish skills.
Go ahead.
No hablo español. Supermercado Morelos. That's not bad.
You said it once relatively slow.
You're welcome.
I'm taking back my waters. Officially underway for the second half. Tyler Terrence along with, I guess you could call him an ex-German pro, Devin Kerr.
Easy. Remember, I know where you live.
Remember, I have the combination to your house.
That can be fixed with 2 clicks on the computer. Was quite impressed in the opening 45 minutes with the structure of the backline of Sacramento Republic again. Even when you've made a formation change, not even formation, but you switch the system.
Highland finding Rasmussen on the first time. Scuffed the shot. Dixon back in. Awkward defensive play from Mitchell Tainer. Josh Cohen just has to see it out of play in the corner coming up for OKC Energy FC. It was an interesting sequence. Let's call it that.
Nobody really wanted to get on the end of this, did they? Teasing ball in from Kyle Highland. Right where you want it, top of the box. Rasmussen trailing. Nothing to it. Dixon whips this ball back in with some serious pace behind it.
So OKC threatening in the early stages. Jose Barril. Knocked away by Jeremy Hall. And the deep throw in for the home side. Bustos, who has 6 caps with the Canadian national team. Here's Kyle Hyland. Isley bringing it down. Jockeying with Rasmussen. Good job from Isley, the second leading goal scorer for Sacramento. He has 5. Cameron Iwasa, of course, leading all Quails with 14. As Turnley made it seem like he was tripped, but in the end, I believe that was actually Wilson Nishaw. Nice show of sportsmanship there with Drew Becky. Devin, given the circumstances and the long road trip, albeit 2 games within relatively close proximity in Tulsa and Oklahoma City for Simon Elliott's side, 4 points in the 2 games against Tulsa and Energy FC. Is Simon Elliott happy?
Never really say he's happy.
Content?
You would probably be content at this point in the season with all the injuries that they've dealt with. We referenced the formation change. They had to deal with the woes of their performances just a few games back against Los Dos when they came to town. A nice little 4-1 drubbing. So I think you're content, not necessarily happy. It is very difficult to go on the road in this league for any squad and get a result. Fortunately enough for them, they've got 3 out of the remaining 4 at home at Papa Murphy's Park. The problem is they're going to have to deal with some very tough opponents. T2 is going to come to town, followed by Swope Park Rangers. Already referenced Haji Berry and the streak that he's been on. And you go on the road, challenge Los Dos one more time, and you're going to finish it off. Isidro Sanchez and the Lights coming to town.
Dixon. It'll fall for Rasmussen. He'll hit it on the first time. A nasty deflection off Clementa. And a corner kick coming up. It's Phyllis Rasmussen again. And that trailing midfielder run has proved to be oh so vital for OKC.
This has glory written all over by Rasmussen as it makes its way back out to the top of the box. Catches it very true, picking out that far post. You can see a touch bit of spin, bringing it back inside, huh? Ooh.
Looks similar to that Nacho goal from Spain in the World Cup as John gets up for it. Scuffed by Tainer. Drew Becky. He was good in the first half, losing his footing a little bit. Just trying to knock it off with Iwasa and win a restart. He's able to do so. Here's Callum Ross now. And he'll leave it off for the outside back, Drew Becky, who has floated in between the center back and outside back position. But the latter in this fixture, Jose Barril. Iwasa, a little bit too far in front of Kevin Aliman. Five minutes into the second half. It's been OKC on the front foot in the early going. Drew Becky wins it. Atiba Harris knocks it straight to the feet of Jeremy Hall. Looking to spray it out wide. A lot of hopeful play from both sides as Becky just gets it off. Here's Turnley after the turnover from Jose Barril. And a teasing delivery in, but nobody making that run for the Quails. And it just rolls out of play. Watch highlights from every game of the 2018 season and stay up to date with news from across the USL at the league's official Facebook page, facebook.com/USL Soccer. Clementa striding forward. More good distribution. Finding Aleman. Costa Rican. Back for Turnley. Big switch well over the head of Shannon Gomez. Excuse me, that's Wilson Nishaw. Hall in for Aleman. Around Callum Ross. Now it's Iwasa. Couple of shimmies. Nishaw gets it away, takes a deflection. And the former Tampa Bay Rowdy Justin Chavez clears it away. Sacramento keep it in the area. Partain flying into the grid. Aiden Partain struck from distance against the Tulsa Roughnecks. So certainly on the scouting report of Steve Cook. And there was an interesting piece on the OKC Energy FC Twitter. They did a best 11 over the past 5 years, Devin. Let's see if you agree with this. It's in a 3-4-3 formation. Cody Lorendi, of course, between the sticks. Cody Andrews, Cyprian Hedrick, and Gareth Evans rounding out the back line. Sebastian Delgard, Jose Barrio, Michael Thomas, Daniel Gonzalez in the middle. Danny Koenig, Alex Dixon, and Kyle Gregg up top. Surprised that it's Daniel Gonzalez in there and not Miguel.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's an interesting move. And the three-back system is interesting as well, but you can't disagree with a lot of who's in there. I mean, you're talking about the best of the best and then the who's who in the USL. The goalkeeper, obviously, Cody Lorendi, because of his tenure here. Right behind him, Van Opel has been fantastic. You wish him a speedy recovery. How interesting that Cody Lorendi goes down at the end of last year. Well, not even the end, about what, halfway, 3/4 of the way through the season. He goes down with a reconstructive knee surgery. And Van Oekel, end of June, beginning of July. He goes down with the exact same injury as Lorendi has started making his way back. Brian Byer steps in, does such a good job until Lorendi's able to take the reins again.
Here's Gomez after the win. Nobody's stepping to him, so he's going to have a rip. Paul Lorendi's interest for just a moment, and now Sacramento starting to settle in to the second half. Shannon Gomez, Devin, for your money, one of the more underrated outside backs, not only in the Western Conference, but in the league.
You're 100%. But plenty of guys who could make that argument as well. Joel Johnson for Charlotte Independence is one that comes to mind. Josh Suggs.
Well, he's not underrated.
He's a beast.
I think everybody knows
he's a beast.
Becky with good work to find Atiba Harris. But Becky gives it right back. It's Cameron Iwasa now. Couldn't quite gain control of it, and that's the bounce that you talk about on the artificial turf, Devin. Becoming a major factor. Bustos just shoved off the ball by Jeremy Hall, who actually caught a nick himself. And a free kick for OKC Energy FC.
The relationship up top just seems to be out of sorts for Sacramento Republic, regardless of what impact the surface is having on the game or not. Cameron Iwasa just a second ago, you can see him having a chat right now with Christian Isley, wanted him to go another direction so he could play the ball down into space. That wasn't the case. Isley stays close and he just tries to toe poke it to him. The two of them just not on the same page. Wilson Nishaw has been quiet. All three of them just really struggling to consistently make an impact on this match.
This is going to be the first time since 2014 when OKC Energy FC entered the league. Are not going to qualify. They're not mathematically eliminated just yet, but it would be one of the crazier stories if they were able to sneak into the postseason, especially given the start to the 2018 campaign. Came in 2014, same year as Sacramento Republic, who actually won under Preki. I'm sure USL fans will remember that name, who was in charge of St. Louis FC in 2017. Of course, it's Anthony Pulis taking over. And it's fun to see some of the old USL statistics and some of the old USL teams like OCB and Orlando City when Anthony Pulis was playing for them. And you reference those, and you have to make sure that you're letting people at home know that, no, he wasn't coaching the team, he was playing.
You hear him talk about it, and he now has the opportunity to be the manager for one of his teammates.
And somebody who's also coached against.
I like
Corey Hertzog.
Corey Hertzog, exactly, yeah. So he said when he had the opportunity to go get him in the offseason, they said, why not? Bob Lilly deciding he didn't really fit the system there in Pittsburgh anymore.
Bob Lilly basically just, I wouldn't say clean house, but basically
didn't keep a bunch, did he?
He took a lot of the former Rhinos, I'll tell you that.
He kept the big ones. Kevin Kerr is still there, and he's had a pretty big impact on a regular basis. Romeo Parks. Is
that about it?
That's all I got.
Hey, Banjo. There's a third. And the Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Carl's Plaques, the Soccer Store, Dental Works, and Movies Central and Flower Boutique in Tuttle. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. Here's Hayden Partain. Tracked closely by Jose Barril and forced him into a mistake. OKC Energy looking to play quickly. Rasmussen can't quite handle it. Hall brings it down. 59th minute. Given away, Dixon just dumps it in behind, but Josh Cohen read it the entire way. Some minimal space in between the last defender and Josh Cohen for Dixon to try to be able to dump it into. Dixon, a Bay City, Texas native in his second season with OKC Energy FC, spent some time with Bob Lilly and the Rochester Rhinos from 2014 to 2015, as well as the Tampa Bay Rowdies and the Houston Dynamo, as he was a member of the Houston Academy.
A little retaliation there.
Rosendo Mendoza says, get up. Marco Bustos took a shot. Aleman. Jeremy Hall switching the point of attack. And Tainter will go all the way back for Cohen. Good effort there. Really didn't look like much. It ends up sailing right over the bar. You could hear the oohs and ahs from the grid behind Cody Lorendi. As Cameron Iwasa, that's sort of his MO, turning nothing into something.
Just about to say, how many times have we seen this from Cam Iwasa, where he just gets a half a look, creeps in behind the back line, is able to pick out the far post. This one just goes for power instead of placement.
Jose Barril, nice little back heel for Bustos. Out wide for Highland. Wants it on his left foot. Highland only finds the heel of Hayden Partain. Here's Dixon. Well, there is some good Twitter banner going on right now between Energy FC and Sacramento Republic. It's just downright savage.
Wow.
Energy FC, you could say they incited the riot.
This is my favorite. Oh, this is fantastic. If you get an opportunity, go check out this thread.
It starts with Energy FC. They come out and saying that we're sporting our navy blue and green kits, and then a side-by-side picture is a bunch of inmates walking out in their striped jerseys trying to replicate what Sacramento are coming out in tonight. And then it's just lawless from there.
Oof.
People are nasty on Twitter, huh?
Oh, brutal. Cutthroat.
Indomitable Soccer. Block for Sacramento Republic, leading the Twitter parade for the Quails.
It's quality.
It
Quality
really is
responses, too.
And Rosendo Mendoza. I'm going to tell Drew Becky to slow it up for a moment. Drew Becky having one of the waters that I initially got for Devin Kerr, but because he was so mean, I decided to give it back. Jose Barril, a little conversation with our official. Bustos. Shrugs off Jeremy Hall.
You referenced outside backs earlier that were underrated. Jeremy Hall is underrated.
You think so?
I think he's underrated. I shouldn't even say I think he's underrated. I know he's underrated because you hear it. It's the sentiment that you hear out of almost every camp in the USL. What a vital piece he is to this organization. Take a look at where they play him. He's played outside marking back, holding midfielder. He'll sit deep and play center back. They've played him in the 10 a couple of times. He can hit set pieces, and they use him all over the pitch. Versatile is the easy word, but really doesn't do him justice.
All 29 years old. The skipper for Simon Elliott from Tampa, Florida initially. Came up to the IMG Academy. Won a national championship with the University of Maryland in 2008. And has made a number of stops, including Tampa Bay, New England, Wilmington Hammerheads, Toronto FC in Major League Soccer, FC Dallas, Portland Timbers, New York Red Bulls. He's very much been a journeyman. But even a journeyman at this point in his career, and is still playing and is still an integral part of a very successful club in Sacramento. And I think, you know, once they officially clinch their playoff spot, 5 years in a row in the postseason, Devin, with the managing turnover that they've had 3 different managers in 5 years. The front office does an excellent job. The organization does a terrific job. It's fair to call them a dynasty at this point, considering the fact that they won in their opening year and they've made the playoffs every year since.
Cannot go understated how amazing of a run it has been over the past couple years. And you know, we talked about right at the start of the second half, you know, would you be happy with 4 points on this kid? I said, you know, he might be content but not happy. But it all goes back to the organization, like you said, and their ability to consistently put phenomenal players on the pitch, even at times of need. And you take a look who's sitting on the bench right now. I mean, they've got some serious names there to help out. Seiler, Justin Schmidt, Gary Matiasic. I mean, Luis Espino. Those guys are phenomenal players and could easily be starting in the 11 and multiple squads around the league, and you know, so many floating in and out with injury over the course of the season, but they found ways to consistently win. That's buying into this Simon Elliott system that he's put in place. It can be hard on these guys at times, but they love being at Papa Murphy's Park. The Quails, they go out. It's an impressive place to play, and they've been much better on the road this year.
Wassa, you can see what he was trying to do, finding Christian Isley as these two sides continue to figure out exactly what the other is trying to do. Very much been a chess match between Steve Cook and Simon Elliott. Nice little touch there from Callum Ross brings Drew Becky free on the near side. Jure Matjasic getting ready to come on for the Quails. Rasmussen for Jose Barril. The shot from Bustos saved by Cohen. Oh, you could have written it off as a goal. Bustos should have been wheeling away in celebration, but Josh Cohen Second in the league in saves in the USL this season. Denies yet another terrific opportunity, and Matjasic will come on now here in the 67th, and it'll be for Wilson Nishaw, who Devin probably didn't have his best outing tonight.
And we said everybody had gotten involved in the run of play on a regular basis, except for Wilson Nishaw. Not the best we've seen since he's stepped in, and you know what? Now Matjasic gets his opportunity to come on, show what he's been made of. They picked him up. I think he's going to be vital to this squad. Started to point at the sideline right away and let everybody know where they were going to shift to. Nishaw was playing on the outside. Expect Matjasic to tuck in a bit, although they have been using him on the left and right more. He's much better on the interior, if you ask me.
Corner kick comes in. Actually won by Christian Isley. Take another look at that Josh Cohen save.
And mark it down right now, 67th minute. Dub Deuce right at the top of the box. Should have finished this off. That's
incredible.
Easily save of the week material. Josh Cohen. They just don't understand how difficult it is, his entire body going the other direction.
Dixon tried to elevate forward, and Drew Becky thought he had a beat on it. Josh Cohen, now that he's officially out of the woods, can enjoy the save that he made and try to get the boys going again.
And they've got him listed at 6'1", but he's taller than 6'1".
You think so? I was going to go the other way. I thought he was. I think he's closer to 6.
That's your mistake, and that's okay. But when you take a look at him, and he's coming back across to his left, and then immediately shifts his weight over, gets the outstretched hand on it, and not only this, not only does he make the save, he pushes it to the side. He gets it out of the path of anybody else that can get to it.
So you're saying they go in the other direction, like in basketball, how they'll list somebody taller than they actually are. Soccer, you're gonna. I mean, I don't really get it. But. Stay up to date with all the best from social media around the USL by watching Off the Post with Kelsey Steele every Friday evening on the USL's social media channels. And for those of you who didn't see, Forrest Lasso can score goals, he can clear them off the line, and he can hoop a little bit too. He took down Kelsey Steele in the game a horse. But a credit to Kelsey Steele, she's got some good-looking form. She's got a nice jumper working.
She was making it rain from 3. Thought it was impressive.
It wasn't necessarily from 3, but
well, yeah,
mid-range jumper.
For her, it is. She's smaller than Forrest. You got to give her a little bit of leeway there.
She's not just smaller than Forrest. Forrest has.
I was being polite.
Forrest Lasso is still #1 on the wouldn't want to get in a bar fight with in the USL.
Easily.
What about Matt Cardone?
I feel like he and I would be best friends.
You think?
Yeah, easy.
I feel like he'd knock you out.
No,
we'd
go hunting for other people. We'd be serious tag teammates out there.
I know who you'd go hunting for right now. Couple of missed touches in the middle of the park. Matjasic making his presence felt. Aleman. He's drifted to either wing in his second half. Matjasic again. Aleman just dinks it in. Good work from Iwasa. Handed away by Justin Chavez. Iwasa will get there. Partain. Get enough on it.
Great step by Atiba Harris from that center back position. Saw the ball coming across the middle. Does a good job. Needs to be better distribution coming out of the back. They turn it right back to Sac Republic.
Matjasic into the back post. Chavez is there again. Aleman sizing up Jose Barril. Driving towards the middle. And Drew Becky. Called off by Cody Lorendi. Everybody can take a deep breath on the Oklahoma City side. And a goal kick coming for Cody Lorendi as we just have 20 minutes remaining. Here's Jose Barril. OKC reeling, opening up the opposition, but right on cue, Mitchell Tainer. Stationed nicely for Simon Elliott's side. Here's Matjasic. He's got a number of touches in since coming on. Gets fouled and wins a free kick for Sacramento.
Some frustration boiling over by Alex Dixon. Really expected this to open up in the second half. They were poking and prodding each other in the first, but that's not the case. If anything, it's died down. Both squads seeming more than content to just knock it back and forth. Continuing with the half opportunities. There's not very much from either one into the final third. Lacking creativity on both ends. It gives you an idea. There's the disconnect. Just switching from one side to the other all the way across, and Josh Turnley more than happy to see that over.
Good step from Isley. Iwasa. With both sides coming off of road games at the midweek. Devin, a 0-0 result. Probably what we could have expected. And fans remember Morelos is a proud partner of Energy FC and presenting sponsor for tonight's match. Get your grocery shopping done and buy your tickets to the next Energy FC home match at Supermercado Morelos stores on Southwest 59th and Santa Fe and Northwest 50th and Meridian. Chavez. Good ball along for Drew Becky. Sends it back across. Bustos. Back for Dixon. Trying to curl it in, but closed down too quickly by Matjasic. Laid off by Isley. Luis Vasquez and Deshaun Brown, the next two substitutes, we're being told. And it's going to be Marco Bustos coming off for OKC Energy FC. Still waiting to hear for who's coming off for the Quails. And it's going to be Alleman coming off. Back and forth we go in the middle of the field. 15 minutes remaining. Mitchell Tainer wanted an option. Forced to take it himself. Could leave the Quails exposed. Alex Dixon trying to create. But only finding the headline and the advertising stanchions here at Taft. And here comes Luis Espino Vasquez. 21-year-old from Mexico in his second season. Came over to Sacramento Republic in the middle of 2017. And he was the one who had the goal for the Quails against Real Monarchs in the 49th minute in the first round of the postseason a year ago. And replacing Alleman. And it's going to be Deshaun Brown coming on and making his OKC Energy FC debut here in the 77th minute. And the Jamaican international, he scored some big goals for the Tampa Bay Rowdies last year, coming onto the scene in the OKC Energy FC green and blue for the first time. Header one, brought down, Rasmussen! Or excuse me, that was Adam John.
He thought he was there, didn't he? Yeah, he thought he was there, didn't he? Adam John just outside of the box, takes a look up, ball comes back down, falls very nicely for him, doesn't it? That's what you get when you can't get on top of it, trails it up. Whew. Right on that near post. I mean, that thing has got some movement on it.
I don't know if he could have hit that any cleaner. Here he is again, starting to get more and more involved as the game goes on. Baril around Matjasic. Tripped up, and that's going to be a card for the substitute, showed mustard here in the 78th.
Matjasic just starts to hack here. Back of Jose Baril. He's come on as a substitute. It's been quiet so far. Baril has been toying with the midfield of Sacramento Republic all night long. But again, neither squad, once they've gotten to the final third, has been very creative. Most of it has been long-range shots. Everything going from distance. Kamiwasa and Adam John. Baril a few times.
Good set-piece opportunity here for OKC Energy FC. Jose Baril standing on top of it. The big body's forward for Steve Cook's side. Baril. Easy work for Cohen in the end. Casual 75-yard punt from Cohen. Espino Vasquez had his delivery denied. Baril trying to corral it. Calls the double team. Partain. Did the ball travel over the line? Yes, it did. As we're into the 80th minute.
Sacramento Republic venturing into uncharted territory for them here. They've only been shut out 6 times this season, and it all came around their US Open Cup run and the injuries that they acquired right around the mid-season form. First one was May 2nd versus T2. They also had to deal with it versus the likes of Real Monarchs twice, Phoenix Rising. And the only 2 teams in that equation that are not above the top 8, they were shut out by San Antonio Football Club back in June, and then Fresno the end of June. They started off the season going over 2 months where they had consistently found the back of the net, and they're on a similar stretch now. So more consistent as of late. We talked about that 4-1 loss at home, Papa Murphy's Park versus Los Dos. Still able to find the back of the net, and they've won 3 straight, and they've looked good. Just lacking that clinical finishing in the final third.
Sliding challenge is a good one. Rasmussen. Jose Baril on the turn. Plenty of room to work with. Baril. Devin, probably not the right decision with Drew Becky in so much space on this near side.
He's got Drew Becky streaking down the right side. He could have played the ball into space for Adam John if he wanted to. Instead, he tries to get cute again. Goes for the nutmeg. He gets it through, but it doesn't go anywhere.
Now it's Sacramento looking to counter on the other end. OKC Energy FC, however, doing a good job of getting behind the ball. And they're making it difficult for the Quails. Jeremy Hall. Tainter. Touch along for Matjasic. Can't keep it in play, and a goal kick coming. A Mercy physician can keep you at the top of your game. Find your doctor at mercy.net/topgame. At Mercy, your life is our work. Decent ball in from Becky. Becky again after bringing it down. Alex Dixon. Trying to create on his own. It was tight quarters, however. Baril will recycle. Rasmussen. Chavez, the captain. Good penetrating ball in. Deshaun Brown sends it out wide for Kyle Highland. Working on Shannon Gomez. Straight into his backside, and it's Luis Espino-Vasquez who comes away with it. Baril with a good challenge. The back heel for Callum Ross. Jose Baril again. Brown, Rasmussen. Now it's Drew Becky. Good position for delivery. Knotted away by Tainter. Jose Baril. And Rasmussen, a little bit too cute there, as Devin would say. And the trip up from Callum Ross. And the obvious yellow card to boot in the 84th. Mustard shown to Callum Ross.
How about Rasmussen when he gives the ball away? Starts to get into a bit of a sparring match in the middle of the field with Yuri Matiasic. Before Partain picks this up and starts to go the other direction, tracking back, had to take him down. Professional foul by Callum Ross. He'll end up in the book for it, but his team will be able to live the rest of this match. It's a good counter-attacking option. If you're Steve Cook, you got to find a way to light a fire underneath your boys right now. You cannot afford to give up any points whatsoever. 4 games left, and you're sitting, is it 8 back? 8 back of Reno at this point in time, and there's no room for error. Yeah, 1 point gets you within 7, but 7 with 3 matches to go. I mean, quick math, that means all Reno has to do is win 1 game, and they're remaining 5. I mean, you can expect that's going to happen.
Especially with their schedule. And Saylor comes on here in the 85th minute. Especially last home game of the season. I mean, why not just throw it out all on the line and see what happens? But again, both teams playing at the midweek. A little bit different for Sacramento. It was only a 2-game road swing between this and Tulsa. For OKC Energy FC, it was a bizarre schedule. They were at Swope, then they were at Orange County, and then at Los Dos. The 2 of those games in the latter makes sense given the geographical layout, but Swope Park thrown in there. Obviously not doing them any favors.
Going northeast to come all the way out back west.
Whipped across, the play from Chavez.
Energy fans, OKC Energy FC substitution number 12.
Christian Valesky coming on, and he will replace Kyle Highland, and it seems like Steve Cook might be tuning in on ESPN Plus and heard Devin and I's pleas as very much an offensive switch.
If they want a chance, it's got to be Valesky. He was the one who, once they bring over from the trade for that international roster spot with St. Louis, they made him the absolute focal point in that lone striker position up top. And then it started to wax and wane. And really with the acquisition of Jean, we talked about the opportunities opening up for Jose Baril and Alex Dixon. It's really given Valesky an opportunity as well. A lot of times they use him in that number 9 up top, but with John occupying that role, they'll slide him into the midfielder position on the right side, just give him an opportunity to kind of float a bit.
As that effort will sail wide. This will be the second time that these 2 teams draw this season. if the result is to hold. It was a 1-1 game back on July 21st with Iwasa and Valesky, the goal scorers. Here's Valesky getting his first touch. Morendi. Not a lot on the net clearance. Madjasic. Here's Turnley. Chavez, a big interception, and foul off the ball. It was Atiba Harris getting tied up with Isley. '89th minute. Just a few minutes stand in between Sacramento Republic and an official playoff berth in 2018, and 5 years running in the postseason. Chavez again, he's been outstanding for OKC Energy FC tonight at the back. OKC Energy FC might have had something cooking, but Adam John couldn't quite find, I believe it was Drew Becky over on the far side. He's pleading to somebody from the fans to give him a ball. Now it's Jose Barril, 90th minute. Chavez. Skip all the way through, and Christian Valesky wasn't expecting it to get all the way over to him on the left flank. And Josh Cohen daring somebody from OKC Energy FC to go put pressure on him. And it's Deshaun Brown who will oblige Mr. Cohen. Three minutes of stoppage time is the word pitch side. And the fourth official will make it official. We have some late drama. It would mean third place for Sacramento if they can find a game winner for OKC Energy FC. Well, it won't get them across the finish line for the playoffs, but it'll certainly help their case. Alex Dixon on the turn. Dixon into the area, loose in front. Deshaun Brown saved by Cohen. Anywhere but right at the first-year keeper, and it probably finds the back of the net in his debut. But it wasn't written in the stars, or at least not yet.
Neither one of them can finish this off. Alex Dixon with a great turn right here, should have pulled the trigger. Great job by Josh Turnley tracking back, just pokes it out of the way, and then Brown on the doorstep fires it right at Josh Cohen.
Now it's Sac Republic going the other way. Iwasa, Cameron Iwasa off the post, and it's off Florendi for a corner. Madjasic was running with him, but Iwasa was looking for 15. Well, it took about 90 minutes, but both sides starting to find some space and starting to create in the final third. It might be a goalless draw that sends the OKC Energy FC fans home for 2018. Still 90 seconds to play. Corner kick whipped in at the back post. Chavez wins it again. Deshaun Brown racing to keep it in play, but runs out of room.
How about Cami Wassa? End-to-end stuff for both squads. Only took him about 90 minutes to get going. Once he did, wow, almost beats Florendi on the near post. Had the trailing run of Espino over the middle, could have cut it back. Instead of going alone on his left foot, finds the woodwork.
Jeremy Hall to the near side, Jure Madjasic. Gonna go right at Justin Chavez. About 45 seconds left. And Madjasic wisely wins a corner. See the body language from the Quails. They're more than happy with the draw. Sean Brown trying to win it back. Luis Espino Vasquez knocks it along the sideline. It stays in play. Could be dangerous here. Whipped all the way across. Chavez gets a touch to it. Back out wide. Tainter straight into Atiba Harris. Although he gives it right back. Last play of the game for sure. It'll be a long throw-in. Partain. Madjasic. Nodded away, full time. Sacramento Republic clinched their spot in the 2018 USL Cup postseason. It wasn't pretty from either side, but the Quails get the job done. OKC Energy FC still remain with their heads above water as far as the postseason is concerned. And there is a look at your Mass Mutual man of the match, Justin Chavez, who was phenomenal along the back line for Steve Cook's side. And we will be back for the Centec post-game show right after these messages. Final score, OKC Energy FC 0, Sacramento Republic 0.
Yeah, it was a tough game. Tie's not necessarily what we want, but we got the shutout and keep moving forward. We got a lot of spirit there.
When that hurricane hit, the entire community came together as a whole. It was such an overwhelming response to help others. No one thought that they were going to do this before it happened, and everyone just did it. I think that's the way that human nature should be looked at.
I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you.
A well's output is only as strong as landing the production stream. In extreme conditions, call for extreme durability. At Syntec, our engineers understand what matters. That's why we craft centralizers differently than anyone else in the industry. Laser cut from a single piece of special steel alloy. There's only one centralizer this strong. Syntec Centralizers, an international symbol of quality.
Welcome to the Energy FC post-game show brought to you by Centec. Well, a rather anticlimactic finish to the home schedule here at Taft Stadium for Steve Cook's side. And it looks like he is going to address the fans after they have stuck with this side through some bumpy roads at the beginning of the 2018 campaign, but they're able to get a point against a very tough Sacramento Republic FC side. 0-0 is the final score. Tyler Terrence along with Devin Kerr will take a look at how it went down in the 90 minutes that you just saw. Spoiler alert, if you're just joining us, no goals were had. But in the first half, Devin, we caught some glimpses of what could be. A couple of chances here and there for Sacramento Republic. Josh Cohen actually didn't have to make a save in the first half. This was Cody Lorendi's one save.
It was tit for tat, wasn't it? The visitors came in, they came out strong, and they really imposed their will. And then Energy FC would start to find their way, got their legs underneath them. This was probably the best opportunity of the first half. Ball made across, Thought Adam John was going to be able to get on the end of it, excuse me, but unfortunately couldn't able to do so. Came out with a bit of energy at the start of the second, but it really hit the doldrums. Lulled off. It was very quiet from both squads. And this was kind of almost the appropriate end to the home session for Energy FC, and just the way that the season went, unfortunately. You know, they started off very, very late. They had 2 very impressive runs. They actually went unbeaten in 12 out of 14, including 8-match unbeaten streak, and it saw them take down big teams. They were able to beat Real Monarchs. They also had some good showings for S2 and RGV, and some other very, very nice squads in there. But when you start the season 1 win in your opening 9 matches, you are consistently going to try and find your way back into the playoff race. That's what they've been trying to do. That's kind of what they were trying to do all match long. Adam John would get into the action late on in the match. A few half opportunities. How did this not go in? Alex Dixon on the right, can't let it go. Ball makes its way to Brown, cannot fire and pull the trigger right at the top of the box. Once he finally gets loose, Josh Cohen right there has no problem collecting it. That would be the end of it.
Deshaun Brown was unable to find the back of the net in his OKC Energy FC debut, but Cameron Iwasa was about a few inches away from really driving a dagger into the hearts of OKC Energy FC fans in the home finale here, as it would knock off of Cody Lorendi. Sometimes we'll see that knock off the keeper and go in the back of the net. Thankfully for the Puerto Rican international, that was not the case. We'll take a look at the updated standings here in the Western Conference. Sacramento Republic do leapfrog Portland Timbers 2 in the process of their draw. They clinched their spot. They're now the 5th team in the West to finally clinch. And Sacramento Republic with a game in hand on the Monarchs and still control their destiny as far as potentially getting the number 3 seed in the Western Conference postseason. And it looks like it's going to be Orange County and Phoenix who will either be in 1st and 2nd place. As it was a fantastic night of football here at Taft Stadium. As always, when we have the opportunity to be able to do this, as the grid and the fans here showing their appreciation for their club, who has done an outstanding job all season long, maybe with the exception of the first few weeks or so when they were unable to find multiple wins, but they have certainly made their case in the second half of the season. OKC Energy FC remain relevant with regards to the postseason. Sacramento Republic officially clinched their spot and booked their ticket into the playoffs. Steve Cook and Simon Elliott, it was a chess match to the very end, as we'll finish 0-0 from Taft Stadium. For Jose Bueso, our replay operator, Gage Tillotson, our director, Roberto Fernandez, our producer, and Devin Kerr, I'm Tyler Terrence saying so long for now.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.